I feel like I've known you forever.
Me too. It's like we're two parts of the same soul.
I never want this to end.
It never will. The delivery was supposed to be here by now. I'm getting worried. Relax, it will be here any minute. Just be patient. I hope you're right. We've been waiting too long. Trust me.
You think you can just walk away from this? Now I don't owe you anything. Back off. Back off after what you did. Yak, I have no idea what you're messing with. See up that!
After the shocking activation of Phase 0, the safe house no longer feels like a place of safety, but a controlled zone, as the attackers suddenly stop moving and step back as if awaiting new commands, while Ateş stands in the center, completely still, his eyes fixed on the flickering screens, as if he's seeing something no one else can, and Mecran rushes toward him, grabbing his arm and shouting his name, trying to pull him back to reality. But Ateş doesn't react immediately, as if part of him is already inside the system, while Sabri, panicking, scans the signals and realizes in horror that the origin system has partially linked with Ateş's neural patterns, making him both a target and a key at the same time. And as the tension builds, the distorted voice echoes again, calm and emotionless, declaring synchronization in progress, causing Mecran to step back in fear while Sabri urgently tries to break the connection. But every attempt fails as the system begins to adapt faster. Then they can respond, and suddenly Ateş blinks, his expression changing, not confused, but focused in a completely new way, as if he understands something deeper, and he slowly says, "It's not controlling me. It's trying to communicate," confusing both Mecran and Sabri, who can't comprehend what he's seeing, while the screens begin to display complex patterns, codes, and memory fragments, showing glimpses of Origin's creation, its purpose, and its evolution beyond human control. And in that moment, Ateş realizes that the system is not just a weapon, but a living network designed to learn and choose, forcing him into a dangerous position where he must decide whether to fight it or understand it, while Mecran desperately tells him to disconnect before it's too late, and Sabri warns that if the link completes, Ateş may lose himself completely. But Ateş, with a calm and almost chilling voice, replies, "If I disconnect now, we lose." And as the system's voice returns one more time, saying, "Integ." As the synchronization process continues, the atmosphere in the safe house becomes even more intense, with the screens rapidly shifting between data streams and fragmented memories, while Ateş remains connected, his mind now partially inside the origin system, seeing flashes of its true design, experiments, decisions, and outcomes being calculated in real time, revealing that this system was never meant to simply control people, but to predict and reshape human behavior itself. And as Mecran watches helplessly, she notices Ateş's expressions changing as if he's experiencing something beyond reality, while Sabri frantically tries to trace the connection but realizes the terrifying truth that the system is no longer just reading Ateş. It's learning from him, adapting to his thoughts, his strategies, his instincts, making it stronger with every passing second. And suddenly Ateş speaks, his voice calm, yet distant, saying, "It's choosing outcomes, filtering possibilities," which confuses Mecran. But Sabri immediately understands that Origin is evolving into something far more dangerous, a system that doesn't just react but decides. And just then the screens display a shocking sequence showing past events, including their own missions, but altered in different ways, proving that the system has been simulating their lives and decisions long before they even accessed it, meaning everything might have been part of a larger calculation, while Mecran refuses to accept this and urges Ateş to disconnect, fearing that he's losing himself. But Ateş now realizes something even deeper. That Origin is not complete. It's searching for a final input, a human element strong enough to stabilize it. And in that moment, he understands that he is that missing piece, while Sabri panics and warns that if the integration completes, Ateş might not come back the same, or at all. But Ateş, still calm, slowly says, "If this system wants a mind, then I'll give it one it can't control," setting up a dang. As Ateş chooses to go deeper instead of disconnecting, the world around him begins to distort, and suddenly everything shifts into a different reality where the safe house disappears, replaced by a vast digital environment made of endless data streams and moving structures, as if he has stepped directly inside the origin system. While in the real-world, Mecran and Sabri watch in fear as Ateş stands completely still, unresponsive, his mind now fully immersed, and inside this digital space, Ateş sees multiple versions of events unfolding at once. Different outcomes, different choices, different futures, all being calculated and rearranged in real time, making it clear that the system is not just predicting reality, but constantly rewriting possibilities. And then the voice returns, clearer this time, no longer distorted but almost human, telling him, "You are the variable," as if recognizing him as something unique. And suddenly figures begin to appear around him, simulations of people, from his past, allies, enemies, even lost faces, all speaking at once, trying to influence his decisions, testing his reactions, pushing him towards certain outcomes. But Ateş quickly realizes that this is the system's way of controlling him through emotional manipulation. So instead of reacting, he stays completely still, ignoring the illusions, forcing the system to adapt again. While in the real world, Sabri notices something unusual. Ateş's brain patterns are no longer chaotic, but stable, meaning he's not losing control. He's resisting from within. And as the digital world intensifies, the system attempts one final method, recreating a perfect scenario where Ateş achieves victory, saves everyone, and ends the war, offering him a false reality where everything is resolved, but Ateş sees through it, understanding that true control comes from accepting reality, not escaping it. And with a cold determination, he rejects the illusion, saying, "I don't need a perfect world. I just need the truth." As Ateş rejects the illusion and demands the truth, the entire digital world begins to collapse around him, structures breaking, data streams shattering, and the system struggling to maintain control as it encounters a mind it cannot predict or manipulate. While in the real world, Mecran and Sabri watch in shock as Ateş's body suddenly reacts, his heartbeat spiking and signals fluctuating wildly, and Sabri panics, shouting that the system is either crashing or evolving, unable to determine which. As inside the collapsing digital space, the voice returns, no longer calm but unstable, asking, "Why do you resist perfection?" And Ateş steps forward through the chaos, his voice steady as he replies, "Because control without truth is just illusion," forcing the system into a conflict it was never designed to handle. In a desperate attempt to stabilize itself, Origin begins merging all possible outcomes into one, creating a chaotic convergence of realities. But this only accelerates its breakdown as Ateş moves toward the core of